To me, freelance hunting is hunting in its truest and purest form. You essentially start from scratch. You put in your time, you put your miles in on the road, you go scouting.
Just because you're going to North Dakota doesn't mean the ducks are just going to fall in your lap as soon as you cross the state line. Gotta work.
Yeah, you have to play the hand you're dealt when you come up here, because when you plan 10 months in advance, 11 months in advance, because that's how early you have to plan. In order for guys to get vacation, they can only get vacation a couple of weeks out of the year. In order for you to find a place to stay and make your plans, it has to be done months in advance. And it can be a double-edged sword because you don't know what the migration is going to do and what your timing is going to be with that.
This year, there was a lot of crops that hadn't been harvested yet. It really limited the area that we were trying to hunt.
We had to put in these hundreds of miles a day just to find these cornfields. Some of them weren't even completely cut. Probably about half of them had birds on them. Started off, there wasn't many. There was just a few, and then we sit there and watch, and a few more would come in, and we was just kind of going on a hunch.
Corn got cut, the birds found it, and we found the birds, and it all merged together. That's when we had success. Everybody gets discouraged that you have to put in so much scouting and you have to travel so much to find the ducks, but you can't force it to happen.
The funnest type of hunting, it's the most rewarding type of hunting, because when that hunt comes together, it pays off. Freelance hunting is the truest, purest form of hunting. It's where you put in all your effort for a successful hunt. You put in your time, you put your miles in on the road.
It's definitely tougher this year. Crops weren't out. Corn was not out, wheat was out, and that's about it. Tough to hide in. And they want to be in the beans, and can't hide in that at all.
A lot of scouting, find the corn, find the birds right when they get in the corn. We've been out here for 4 days now. We've killed 4 birds in 4 days. It's getting kind of ridiculous. So we did find some ducks last night out here in a cornfield. Saw them flying around when we got in here, walked everything in, made sure this spread looked perfect, make sure these blinds look perfect, make sure all these guys are hidden real well, and see if we can get right on our A game this afternoon and kill a few birds.
$500 mallards and cut corn. It don't sound like a real great deal for up here, but the way things have been going, it's going to be an awesome deal. So try to see what's going to happen up here. We finally got a place where we know we can hide, and we know mallards love corn. So.
For some reason, north central part of the country is in the 30s and 40s right now, getting into the 20s at night, and you're still in 55 to 60 degree temperatures in central Saskatchewan right now, in central Alberta, and the guys that are up there right now that we've talked to are just hammering them. That's where the birds are at. They're stalled there, and this is when we should be seeing them. Again, you're right back to the thing about Mother Nature. Just, you got to deal with the hand you've been dealt. And Mother Nature didn't want to cooperate this year and give us the weather that we needed to make it happen.
huge factor in waterfowl hunting is you need snow cover to bring down the birds. And up north of us, about 8-10 hours, they're just now getting birds because the snow is just now pushing them down from farther up north.
Oh yeah, that was the best shot we had, was finding the birds when in fresh corn. Yeah. When the corn got cut and birds found it, and we found the birds, and it all merged together. That's when we had success.
Featured product this week is Heavy Metal, made by Heavy Shot. Your standard steel load is just steel shot. The Heavy Metal, they fill in the gaps with Heavy Shot, and like I say, the knockdown power is just unmatched. Well, I like to use BBs on ducks and geese for the knockdown power, and with your BBs, you get a little more kinetic energy, and when they fill in the gaps with that Heavy Shot, you know, it's 20% denser than steel. It's just great for knockdown power.
When it comes to shooting heavy metal, I prefer shooting twos. With that small, tight circle, I had roughly about 130 pellets in that circle, and it was consistent all the way through. There was no holes in that pattern. You got the 20% denser Heavy Shot backing the steel. Nothing's gonna get through that.
Yeah, you have to play the hand you're dealt when you come up here, because when you plan 10 months in advance, 11 months in advance, because that's how early you have to plan. In order for guys to get vacation, they can only get vacation a couple weeks out of the year. In order for you to find a place to stay and make your plans, it has to be done months in advance. And it can be a double-edged sword, because you don't know what the migration is going to do and what your timing is going to be with that as you come into where you're going to stay.
We're here a week early. Last year we were a week later, and we did real good on mallards, but we were just kind of in between the goose waves, it seemed like. They started piling in here, and we were leaving. It was snowing the last day. Come a week early this year, try to make up for that, which I totally agreed with, and now we wish we were probably here next week. So I mean,
For sure.
a lot of guys probably think it's north. Oh yeah, tell my buddies I'm going North Dakota. Oh, you're gonna slaughter them. I mean, they think they just come up here and throw a layout blind down the field and everything's gonna suck right into you. It's not like that.
I had to pull out my lucky T-shirt. It was a T-shirt that was given me many years ago when my grandfather had passed away. It's a T-shirt that I always remember him wearing, and I only bring it out when we go on our hunting trips. And at the time when we need a little bit of luck, at a time when we need it the most.
You expect to come up here, you hear so much about North Dakota. You expect to come up here and just walk into fields that are just a mecca of waterfowl. And when you finally get here and you realize that the crops didn't work for you, the weather didn't work for you in the fall, the weather didn't work for you in the spring, it didn't work for you in the summer, and you don't have a whole lot in your favor, and you make this journey to get here, and you think that you're just going to walk into this just massive migration of mallards, and it didn't work that way. If you pick someplace up north and it gets really brutally cold real fast and locks everything up, and by the time you get there everything's iced up, then you know your chances of finding birds are slimmer. If you're too far south, it's the same thing. If it's warmer up north and the birds end up staying there longer, you know, you're left with a lot of local birds, you're left with early migrators, or if they haven't got the crop out, in our case, then you're left with what we've had, which was a tough hunt.
Scouting, you'll have that. You'll have that.
You're really not liking this, are you? I'm not getting any good answers.
What do you want to know? It's been rough. It's really rough.
In 1 mile, arrive at Ivy Cornfield, on right.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but
Said Ivy.
Ivy cornfield will work. Supposed to be iffy. Let's hope it's sure thing.
What if I change it to American?
American cornfield?
No, American woman.
Too late now. I don't want to have to go back and redrive.